Hey everybody, and welcome to the first official Split Couch Games podcast with the video and stuff.
Yeah.
Don't forget to look at the
I
camera
got-
lens,
oh.
not the screen.
But
The
like
lens,
it's there. It's
not the
I
screen.
mean, it's far enough away. It doesn't matter. They can't tell.
They might be able to tell.
Whatever.
Anyways, so we just this past weekend went to PAX, had a great time, and that's pretty much what this is going to be about. Is our time at PAX and everything.
It was my first PAX. Woo!
Yeah, it was his first PAX. My fourth PAX, right? Yeah, it was my fourth one. So we're just gonna kind of talk about everything that was there. The conversation will most likely derail at some point, and we'll have to
derail.
put it back on track. I will come over there, and I will beat you guys up if you start fighting. I'm talking to the cats, by the way.
It's true. There are cats over there.
Anyways, leave your sister alone. She doesn't want you to stop it. Thank you.
Oh, I was gonna try.
Anyways,
anyway,
so PAX, we went there. Marcy and I went all 4 days. Scott only went Saturday, Sunday.
Yep.
And we went to a bunch of panels, played some games, all that kind of good stuff. Got a little bit of swag, which we might have more on that a little later. Maybe giving away a little bit of stuff. So stick around for that. Mm-hmm. And you're probably going to be seeing our faces interspliced with some random footage from PAX, along with some random Battlefield 1 gameplay.
Yeah, we're just gonna be stuff at you.
Just because we figure, the whole one static camera angle of our wonderful high quality production is it's gonna get old after a little while. So we figured
there's no way that we're not gonna get this done in one take. So
yeah,
I mean, it's gonna be totally fine. One take.
I was just moving it a little closer to you.
Yeah?
Yeah, because you aren't really showing up on the levels over there. We gotta be like this. Gotta be super close and sensual with the mic. Gotta caress it a little bit.
Oh, God.
Gotta caress it. Anyways.
I quit.
So, what was your favorite part of PAX?
Probably just walking around playing all the indie games. That was a lot of fun. Felt like it was really cool to see sort of what the smaller developers are working on, and we're adjusting audio as we go because we are professionals. Yeah,
because you're talking really quiet.
I'm talking
for once in your life. You're being quiet, and I need you to be a little louder because you're farther away from the mic.
Well, that's your fault. I told you about this, and you were like, "Oh, you blow out my eardrums." Anyway, so it was a lot of fun. We played a lot of interesting, unique games. I'm excited to see what comes of those. I know that some of them were already released, like Redout was already released, and they had a really successful launch, which I think they totally deserved. If you guys have not seen that, Ben might be able to throw up some footage from PAX from that.
Yeah, we have footage of both you and I playing it.
Yeah. He was better than me.
I mean, who's shocked about that?
I mean, I was a little shocked. I felt like I was doing pretty well, but
turns out not so much.
Not so much. Like I didn't even get a medal. He got silver medal, but I feel like I was close. It was.
I mean, you were about 10 seconds away from silver, but in a racing game,
that's a lot.
10 seconds is a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun though. Like I felt like it was. The controls were really unique. They allowed you to really have like full control over your, not spaceship, but
your thing.
Yeah, your
craft. Craft. Call it a craft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your craft. Well, double entendre, right? Because racing is my craft and my craft of, yeah.
What?
Do you not like people? See, this is getting derailed. Do you not know that like artists have crafts and like baseball players are a craft, like sports is like
sure.
And then like
I guess I get what you're saying, but I mean I guess I can take credit for the double entendre there, but I would not.
Well, you
even...
can't because I found it.
Well,
but anyway, doesn't matter. You have full control over it, and because you adjust your pitch and you're turning and all of the things that go into. I don't fly helicopters in Battlefield very, very well, so.
What he's trying to say is left thumbstick was essentially like the rotation of your craft. Like it helped you, turn and everything. Right thumbstick controlled like elevation, or not elevation, but a pitch and yaw. So it allowed you to take turns a little tighter and all that kind of stuff. And, like during the one loop on the track that we were able to play, if you didn't pull back and kind of, pitch your craft upwards as you were going through the loop, then you would bottom out on certain parts of the loop and everything. So it was a very, very good game, pretty unique and everything. So we had a lot of fun with it, and we might end up playing it later on. Right now, it's only out on PC, and I think they said they were shooting for a 2017, an early 2017 console release.
Yeah, when it's planned.
Yeah.
So yeah,
those cats better not. I have to go see what they're doing. Anyway, so Red Out was fun. We saw a whole bunch of indie games. We only really stopped by to play a handful of them, and
yeah, there was a lot. It was good to see, though.
Yeah, one that I didn't get to play, but I think looks interesting. It isn't out yet. I think it comes out in October of this year on, I believe, only Xbox One and PC. And that was Into the Woods. It's made by a
Norwegian.
Yeah, I think it's a Norwegian developer.
Yeah.
And it's like a horror-esque game. It doesn't seem, again, to be anything like with something that's necessarily chasing after you, but just kind of like a creepy narrative experience. Maybe similar in the realm of like Layers of Fear. So I might end up playing it, and it'll be something that I can actually manage playing through, because I know that no matter how badly I get scared, I'll actually be able to, finish it and not die.
He's struggling with Layers of Fear a little bit.
I mean, I wouldn't say struggling. It's just more of a, every noise sends chills down my spine kind of thing.
He's struggling. He broke out into a cold sweat.
Hey, when you see that on Thursday, or tomorrow, I guess, when everyone else sees this, then you'll understand. Okay. I mean,
I believe you.
It's fine. But no. So Into the Woods looked pretty cool. And we played Red Out, like we said. We also played Death Squared, which that's gonna have to be something that we play on the channel.
Man, that is absolutely
just happening. Because it's kind of like a puzzle game. You control like two little box characters, and we have footage of that a little bit. We might put some up right now.
Yeah.
But that was it's like a puzzle game where you have two little box characters, and I think it's 2 to 4 players.
It's 2 to 4 players. We played the 2-player version because it was just us.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun. It was definitely, like, some of it was pretty easy, but they gave us random levels as opposed to just like put us in order. So, but I think it went in order of difficulty. Like,
I think because I mean, like, they kind of,
the last one was actually really tough.
Was that the last one?
Yeah.
With the 3 movable blocks and everything?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought that was like first to last. But anyways.
Anyway, so it was one of those things where, like, it's a really, really simple concept, but then you have to actually work with people, and then there's some hidden surprises. Like, if you step on the goal is to get, I don't want to get too into it, but like,
essentially there's like a goal point for each character, and all the characters have to be on every single goal or every single one of their respective goal points in order to complete the level. They have to be on them all at the same time. And sometimes there would be certain aspects like, there will be a laser or whatever, and only the blue block can survive getting hit by the blue laser, but, the red guy would die, and that kind of thing. And sometimes if you step on this specific panel, then there will be spikes that come up in a certain part of the level and that kind of thing. So,
and that was really interesting because you don't know, like, there's no indication that the spikes come up. So once you find the spikes, you have to remember the spikes while you go through the level.
It's definitely a trial and error kind of game, and it's definitely something
there's going to be a lot of trial and a lot of error.
And I'm sure some of that's going to be intentional because you're a jerk like that, but that's okay. But we also played a game called Blade Ballet.
Ooh.
Blade Ballet, which was pretty fun. We actually, I don't know if you want to call it like get out of the bag, it like a tournament, but like we played against other people and everything, and we ended up actually winning 2 copies of the game. So we're gonna definitely be playing it for the channel.
Yep. I'm excited about that. That's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it's similar in a lot of ways to Night Squad. With sort of like it's similar,
kinda, yeah.
But like basically, it's the top down. There's quite a few of those games out. This one I think was actually one of the more unique ones because each character had a different special ability, and the way that the fighting worked was just a lot more interesting in my opinion than like a lot of those types of games. I forget what they are, but it's like I think Towerfall is one of them. Again, Night Squad is very similar. You're running around and you have like a sword, and then you can swing the sword if you're close, or like you collect ammunition for a gun type weapon. And this one is a lot more unique, and I think that people are going to really enjoy it because of that, like the way the movement works and the special abilities and everything that are not really present in other games like that.
Yeah. I'm definitely interested in seeing what other game modes and everything are in there. Yeah. Just because like the one that we played was just like a 4-player free-for-all kind of thing. I don't know if there are bots even. I would assume so.
I would assume that there are, and I would also assume that there's going to be like standard like control this area for a certain amount of time. Maybe like a keep away game mode, like Oddball from Halo or whatever.
Yeah.
I assume like that's pretty much standard for those games.
Yeah. But it'll be fun. And, like I said, you guys are for sure going to be seeing some of that on our channel because we got a couple of copies of the game. And, we'll
and that was on PS4 and Steam.
Yes.
Only.
Yeah, PS4 and
PC.
On PC.
PC/Steam, yeah.
I think they said that they were going to try for an Xbox One release at some point, but they weren't. I think they were saying they were shooting for like next year at some point, but I could be wrong. So don't quote me on that. I did
not hear them say that, so I'm gonna go with no. But if Ben said it, then he's calling it now, and you guys can come back to this video and be like, "Whoa, Ben, you were right,"
or just be like, "You were wrong, exposed." Anyways,
Ben's spreading rumors
about indie games,
hot topics,
right?
Let's see.
Okay, so let's see. We covered Into the Woods. We covered Redout. Deformers.
Deformers.
That was such a fun game. Like I didn't really expect to have as much fun with it as what I did.
Me neither, in particular, because I was like, oh, so. I guess we should describe it really quickly. It is out on... I know it's on PC.
No, it's not out yet.
Is it not? No, because they were saying that you could buy it right now.
You can pre-order it
you can pre-order
it. Yeah, it comes out later this year.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
I think in October or November.
Okay.
But, I'm going to be super professional and look that up right now.
But anyway, so it So there's 2 game modes that were on display. One of them was a team deathmatch with a sort of a circular map, and then there was a hole in the middle. And you play as very squishy very like literally squishy characters, not like low damage or anything. Like in fact, it looked like you took a lot of damage overall.
Yeah, it seemed like you could take a
Um,
decent amount of damage.
But you could like in the team deathmatch mode, you could pick the other players up. You basically like played like little squishy balls, and they were different characters, like different animals, different types of food. I played as pig, and there was a turnip that I could have played as. There was also like a shark.
Yeah, and a sushi roll. There was a pug, a cow.
Yeah, there was a lot of fun. It was just like super cute. And you could pick up the other players and throw them off the edge as a way to kill them. You could just shoot them with lasers. The mode that we ended up playing, and our team won because we're the best.
Yeah.
Got
t-shirts.
Marcy was on our team, and then we played with one random guy. We were going to play with a different random guy, but he ditched us, and he went and played with his friends who were over on the other side of the team. We ended up beating him because he's a scrub lord. Really.
He's a scrub lord.
But yeah, so we have some footage of that will be up there as well, I assume.
Yeah.
Probably already up there.
Yeah, probably.
If you were doing your job right.
Well, I mean, that's... don't get too far ahead of yourself there.
Yeah. And then there was the soccer mode, which is basically Rocket League, but with those characters and those movement. And I will say that the one thing I didn't necessarily like about it was the inability to roll backwards. You could roll forwards pretty quickly, but there was no...
I think you could dash backwards.
You couldn't.
You couldn't?
There was no dashing backwards. I tried.
Oh, okay.
And I felt like it was there and it was all balanced around that, but it felt like it was a limitation for the sake of keeping people from having full mastery of everything on the field.
Yeah.
Like Rocket League, like you can do so much, and there's a cat jumping on the thing. I think the recording is good. Yeah.
I don't know what... I swear to God's ever if you broke something.
Sick.
Right?
All
right. Whoa.
And we're back.
Stupid cat hiding somewhere because I yelled at him. Just jumped on the computer and fucked everything up.
We're professional.
Yeah. Anyways, so we were talking about
Deformers.
Deformers, and
which we won. I would like to reiterate that for everyone.
Yeah. But
we're the best.
I believe we're talking about like how...
Oh, the movement.
Yeah.
So I don't know exactly where we started, but slight recap. You can't dash backwards or anything. You can only dash forwards, and you can't really dash to this. You can dash a little bit to the sides, but it's pretty much you have to go where you're aiming. And I'm not a huge like that. Just feels very limiting. After coming from Rocket League, where you can fly around and dodge in pretty much any direction and everything. So I feel like there might be a lack of depth there for people who want to spend time mastering something.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, if you are just looking for a game that you want to pick up and then you can be good at and just enjoy for a couple hours every once in a while,
yep,
it's going to be a great game for that.
Yep.
It's not going to be a game that you're going to spend, or at least for me personally, it's probably not going to be a game that I spend, 100 hours trying to master. And what is wrong with you?
I just wanted to be able to sit back.
Don't put your arm around me. That just happened.
You're the one that brought attention to it. I was just trying to be comfortable, and you got all weird with it.
It looked like you were putting your arm around me. And then
but it was clearly like back here on the couch.
That's where it starts.
Yeah, and then I put my arm over your shoulder and touch your face.
Yeah. That accelerated a lot quicker than I was comfortable with. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. Fun game. I'm looking forward to that. Did we ever actually check to see when that was coming out, or did we get distracted by the cat?
We got distracted by the cat. I was trying to pull it up, and the website was taking a while.
Yeah. It was... Whoa.
Even their announcement trailer doesn't say anything. What?
You know how you said that You've heard of the game company?
Yeah.
They made The Order.
That's right.
That's such a different game.
Right? What?
That is.
I was like, I know that. I know Ready at Dawn. Like, why do I know that name? As we're
What?
standing in line, and
That is.
a very, very different game.
Wow. All right. Would not see that coming. Whoa. Okay.
Kind of a step backwards, if you ask me. But
Eh.
they probably don't. They probably didn't really have the funding to make the next game in the order. Because I mean, I know you didn't play it, but it definitely ended in a very like there's more coming kind of way.
Yeah. I feel like people were somewhat disappointed with it, I think, overall.
Which, I mean, I can understand because it's a $60 game for a, 7 to 10 hour story experience.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I get that they were, a little underwhelmed and everything. But I feel like it was mainly because they shelled out $60 for something that was essentially like I don't want to say a bad Gears clone, but
it played similarly, and it wasn't. From what I've heard, obviously, like I'm not saying that like this is what it is, but from what I heard, it was just basically like it was more of a vehicle for telling a story as opposed to a game.
yeah, that is very accurate. And it was a great story. Like, don't get me wrong, I loved the story in The Order, but it was definitely like not like a $60 game for me, because like even though there were collectibles and you could go back and replay it and find everything and all that kind of stuff.
It was linear, right? Like
yeah,
pretty much completely linear.
Yeah, like I think there were a couple times where you might be able to take a slightly different path, but I could also be very wrong about that.
Anyway, Deformers is going to be $29.99.
Yeah,
And I think that is a solid price point. I want to see a little bit more, like if there's gonna be different maps for the team deathmatch and maybe some other game modes that they have going on.
Yeah,
but I think that they're on the right track with that price point, and it is $29.99 as their community manager / hype man. I guess he was more of a hype man. The community manager was not the person shouting into the microphone.
Yeah, I think.
Background noise. Woo!
Yay, cats!
Cats.
So I can't remember the name.
And he's
I'm digging.
is the triangle game.
No, but that's another one we need to talk about.
We do need to talk about
the triangle game. I wanted to talk about that platformer that you said you were bad at.
Oh, Mew? Or New?
No, Sue.
Sue.
SU. Just that you can't see that. That right there.
Yeah.
One of like the simplest and like most addicting platformers I think I have ever played. Addictive. Sorry. Stab you in your linguisticism.
Addicting is not a word. We're not going to get into that here. It's addictive.
It is a word.
No.
It's just not a real word.
Okay. Anyway. This is what I have to put up with all the time. Anyway.
It's your own damn fault.
I know. It really is. Yes, that game. So I didn't realize it. So it was basically like a platformer with procedurally generated levels, I assume?
Yeah,
Are there different
sort
levels,
of.
or is it just an infinite? Because I didn't get that far.
I don't even really necessarily want to call it like a platformer.
It was definitely a platformer.
Well,
it was not a side-scrolling platformer. It was a platformer.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't even really think it necessarily had like a story like a platformer normally would. It was like I think the sole purpose was
but I
like
mean,
slightly different levels between, because like there were different levels. Like there was the green one, and then I unlocked the red one, and then I think the one after that is white.
Okay.
And I don't know if they introduced like different mechanics in any way. I don't think they did. I think it was just color, and then it was literally just a high score race.
Yeah, but I mean, like that, like it's might not be a platformer as, but like it's platform mechanics.
It's not like a.
Let's actually describe
Mario
what
game.
happens.
No,
where
no, I don't want to. We
basically
can just leave them in the dark.
you
Go
you
play the
play as a thing. You can double jump is basically the only mechanic is that like you can jump and you can double jump, and then you have to collect squares.
Yeah, like there's. Well, I mean, they're
You
not.
know, you
they're-
probably noticed everything a little bit better than me because it was a very colorful game and I can't see
Yeah.
colors.
Essentially, like there were. I'm gonna put his little business card real close to the camera. Like there, like platforms like this that would like pop up out of the bottom of the
Oh
screen.
god, you completely messed with the white balance. I think. Oh, there it goes. It fixes
I was gonna say it should fix itself. No, so it like those platforms like pop up out of the bottom of the screen, and if you touch one it starts to fall, and when you jump off of it it like falls super fast.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna
Yeah,
get
there's
back
no way
onto
getting
it.
back onto it.
So you can only touch every platform once, and once you touch it you can only stay on it for so long.
I made the mistake that I thought that it was as soon as you touched it, it started falling very quickly. So I was trying to jump around super fast, but you do get to take a little bit more time
Yeah.
and plan out your jumps. Oh my god! Wow.
May not have cats after tonight. Just saying.
Again, just a joke. We do not kill cats.
I mean,
Ben.
you don't.
I will provide proof that the cats are alive and healthy and fine. If required.
He'll tweet out pictures or something if he needs to.
Holy Christ.
I highly doubt anybody's gonna throw a fit, and if they
This
do,
is gonna be the
then
one video that like
that goes viral, and
It's
people are gonna be like,
because-
"This guy abuses cats," even though he's totally being sarcastic and even plainly says so in the video. He still does the abuses.
Hey, look, there's that audio levels that you were talking about.
Yeah.
What happened? Came from you, not me.
Well, yeah, that's because I was like right here
Yeah.
and talking real loud.
You're blowing out. You're blowing out the audio.
No, I'm
That
not.
was me that time. All right.
I'm not blowing out the audio.
Anyway,
You're blowing. Out
so that was a fun game. Is that out? Releasing soon?
I don't know if he said, actually. The guy didn't ever actually talk to me. I don't know
Yeah,
if
he
English
was-
was his first language.
I don't think it was. I think he was of Eastern European. That's the term. Eastern
Yeah,
European.
his name is Guillaume.
Guillaume.
Guillaume? I don't know. what-
Guillaume.
Are you sure?
It's French.
Oh, well, fine. You read his French-ass name.
Guillaume.
Yvon. That's a French-ass name, Yvon. Sorry.
Guillaume Bouquet. I would say
Guillaume Bouquet.
something like that. Anyway,
All right.
so he's probably French. But yeah, he super cute, super fun game, and hopefully,
For a second, I thought you were talking about the guy. I was like,
yeah, he was
Whoa there.
super cute. All right, yeah, aces in my book. But yeah, we'll probably link to all these games that we're talking about in the description.
nah.
No, all right.
No, just make people go on a hunt.
All right, go and find Guillaume Bouquet's website.
Good luck.
Yeah.
If you don't know French, you can't spell it.
I think that you could guess how to spell Guillaume.
But what about Bouquet?
That one would be tough. I would not know how to do that.
Yeah.
It might not even be how you pronounce that. That was a weird spelling. Anyway, doesn't matter. So shoot Mega Pack. I just looked down while I was reading that. Shoot Mega Pack.
Mega Pack.
Another one guy, development team.
Was it one?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was just him.
I don't know. You talk. I'll read.
He's reading. So it was just basically a party game. It was a top-down shooter where you played as triangles, and there were a bunch of different game modes that you could do. Where basically you were trying to kill everyone that's not you, as per usual. One of my favorite game modes, which I hope to get better at when the time comes, because I was not good at this game at all.
I don't. None of like the one guy that like came out of nowhere and started playing with us. Like
Yeah.
he was good at it, but
Yeah.
I think he had played it a couple times before.
Yeah, it was a tough game. And I'm really bad at just picking up games, and I require putting a bunch of time into a game to be good at it. And I think I'm gonna be able to do that with this game because I feel like it's very simple, but there's a lot of strategy to it, and I like that aspect of it. My favorite game mode was the one where anytime someone did an action, everyone did that action. So if you boosted forward, everyone boosted forward. If you shot, everyone shot.
Yeah.
So you had to deal with that, and like I'm trying to figure like I could not at the time figure out how to use that to my advantage, but I think you give me like 10 games with it, I could figure something out.
Yeah, probably. Did you ever actually describe what the game was, or did you just go into how much you like it?
I don't remember.
Okay, well,
Probably.
basically everybody plays as like little triangles, and
I described it a little bit. I didn't describe what they looked like though. But yeah.
But yeah, it's like a party game. Think sort of like the mini game part of Mario Party, where like you all play as like little triangles, and there are different like mechanics for each round. Like there might be one round where everyone's invisible unless they shoot or use the boost or something. But as long as you're not moving, like you can rotate and everything, and you're completely invisible. There's somewhere every time a bullet is shot, like the arena shrinks, and like you said, there's the one where if you do something, everyone does something. But it just seems to like randomly pick like these modifiers to make the game challenging and fun and interesting. And sometimes it'll be like, hey, guess what? All those different ones you just did, now you're doing all of them all at the same time.
Yeah. I think he's still trying to figure out exactly how it's all going to get packaged together. What he has is there, and I think that like the games that they had were just like, here's a demo of what we have right now. Because according to the advertisement that he handed, which you had at some point, this thing, he's basically saying that like you can create your own rules, your own levels and stuff. Let me make sure.
Are you sure?
You can set your own rules or let the game create them for you. Nothing about making your own levels. That did not.
I was gonna say it's like
I did not say that.
No, you're the one spreading rumors.
Well, shoot, Megapack guy. Your name is
not on there.
Not on there.
And I'm pretty sure it's more than one guy.
I think it was just one guy. It seemed like only one guy.
Pretty sure there was more than one. Anyways,
doesn't matter.
It was a fun game.
Yeah.
Again, something we'll probably end up picking up and playing.
Yeah.
But at this point, I'm pretty sure everybody's tired of hearing about indie games, / random party games and everything.
That seems accurate.
And
Ben, I did not play Horde mode.
Yeah, you did not play Horde mode, and that's your own fault.
A little bit.
Because you said, and I quote, "I don't want to wait in that line."
It's very true. I walked by it, and I don't even think it was that long. It just looked like a bunch of people, and I don't know how long each Horde match could take, because I think they were giving them enough time to do 10 waves, which could be like 20, 30 minutes. And so it looked like it was probably like an hour-long wait, and I was like, I'm going to play it. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah, it'll be out in like what, a month.
It's not like I'm trying to like figure out if I'm gonna buy it. It's gonna be launched in a month and 2 days.
Oh, a month and 2 days. My
for
mistake.
Us, we have early access.
Yeah,
we pre-ordered Gears of War 4. If you haven't already, great game. I think it's gonna be great.
Hashtag sponsored. Not really.
That'd be sweet.
But if you want to, Coalition.
The Coalition, please.
Just we got you.
Gear swag. I could be wearing a Gear shirt right now. I have one, but I could be wearing one. But I'm not, because we're not sponsored.
Anyways, no, I mean, as far as PAX goes and like AAA titles and everything, there wasn't. Yeah, it was kind of lacking this year. Even Nintendo had pretty much a negligible footprint, and
there's some Pokemon,
and that was about it.
Yeah, like there wasn't even Zelda. Or was there anything Zelda related? Nope.
Nothing Zelda related.
Which is weird because they have a big Zelda game coming out.
Yeah. Like they had Pokemon Sun and Moon. And then they had like a Pokemon store where you could go in and buy like Pokemon cards, plushies, hats, scarves, all that kind of stuff. And that was pretty much it. Like I don't think I saw anything else Nintendo related. At least not anything worth mentioning. I don't think there was any console presence at all. If there was anything beyond Pokemon Sun and Moon, it was 3DS related, which, I mean, is a big chunk of their market for sure. But
Nothing.
they were hardly there.
Yeah.
Microsoft had a presence, but their playable demos were Gears of War 4. It was the Horde mode, like we established.
They did also show off Arms Race, which looks to be kind of fun. It's like basically if you played gun game from Call of Duty, Counter-Strike, Gears of War Judgment had one. Much better in this one. You are a team, and each time you get a kill with a weapon, it counts. You have to get 3 kills. I'm gonna start over.
3 kills with each weapon, then it changes weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Moves along.
It's like every other gun game thing in any game ever.
Yeah, but it's different because it's with your team and it's 3, not just 1 kill.
Oh, so it would be like 3 kills with the snub, and then your entire team upgrades to something else. Okay.
And then it's whoever gets through.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's an interesting take on it for sure because it's very team oriented. Yeah. So like maybe like if you and I are playing, let's say for instance you're good.
I actually get kills.
Like let's just say for instance that you're really good with the drop shot. Like I'm terrible with the drop shot. I've
gotten like 2 kills. I got like 2 kills in the beta with the drop shot.
I think that's more than me. I don't know. I didn't really pick it up. Anyway, so let's just say in a hypothetical world where Ben is better with a certain weapon than I am. What'd you just do? I didn't see it.
Lol.
Okay. Then, I'll be able to help the team with the sniper a lot more, but then ends up being, it's the drop shot turn. Ben's going to have his chance to shine. And I think that that's a really cool way to let everyone have their own sort of niche and help their team in a unique way.
I've always actually really liked those game modes.
It's a lot of fun. If it's done well.
Well, it's not even necessarily if it's done well, but if the entirety of like the weapons throughout the game is balanced properly. Because like I've never really felt like in Call of Duty it's balanced. Because like once some guy gets to X number of kills and he has like an AK-47 or something, he's just gonna cut through everybody.
Well, it depends
and
on
win. And I mean, I know in Call of Duty, like it ends. It's like your last kill has to be with a knife or whatever.
Yeah.
But like in Battlefield 3, I think they had the same game mode, and I felt like that was done really well. But that's because like their guns are pretty balanced to the point where like, as long as you use the gun within its means and you're not like trying to snipe someone with a handgun, you should be able to get kills with it.
Yeah. I think that there's something to be said for I think like it's easier to do in a game like Battlefield or even Call of Duty should be easier, but like with Gears where there are power weapons and those are in the mix.
Yeah.
You have to balance it a little bit differently. And as much as I don't like Judgment, their gun game actually did it really well, where the way that it worked is it sort of went up. It had different tiers of power, so it would be like low power, then it would go to a medium power, then a high power weapon, and then it would go back to the low power. So that, like there was sort of a self-balancing with the way that the weapons came out. Yeah. So that it wasn't like, you end with a boom shot, and then the best was that you ended up your last kill had to be with a sword, so you were dragging a sword around. And anytime like you were playing that game and you had in the headphones you hear the sword dragging on the ground, you're like, oh shit, I gotta leave, because you didn't want to die to the sword. Yeah, but you knew it was coming. Yeah. So like.
Yeah, no, I mean
Judgment did that well. Yeah, I will give it that.
Yeah, and I agree that like if it's done well, it can be very very fun, but it can also be very not fun. But
just like any game, really.
But yeah, no. Moving on.
Can we just talk about Gears?
No.
What about a Gears of War podcast?
We can have a Gears of War podcast when 4 comes out, okay? And honestly, you'll probably just start talking. I'll leave the room for an hour and come back. Sounds good?
I'll wear the Gears of War shirt that time.
All right.
It'll be good.
Anyways.
Looking forward to it.
Microsoft had Gears of War. It had Halo Wars 2, which I think was just essentially the beta that they had during E3, like the multiplayer aspect of it. But I could be wrong. I played the beta or whatever it was during the E3 time frame, and I personally didn't like the game, and I feel like part of that's because of the whole console aspect of it and it being an RTS. But I also feel like I don't. I can't say anything about the first game. I didn't play enough of it to really give a fair opinion, and I don't really think I can give a fair opinion about the second one because I played just as much. But based off of those minute experiences within the demos between the first and the second one, I enjoyed the first one way more because it actually felt like an RTS, whereas the second one felt like the world tried to make it into something functional and failed. Because I mean, it just no. I'm talking about the game. The one mode that they had seemed.
Which mode did they have in the beta?
I don't remember what it was called, but it was sort of like a capture the point kind of mode,
Right,
sort of like the Conquest game mode in Battlefield.
Yeah.
So like it was like you capture the points, and then the enemy team's score starts dropping. Yeah. And I thought that was terrible.
Sure.
It was not even remotely focused around base building and unit creation, that kind of thing. It was literally just go get the points and hold them. And then, like, if you have the points, it's easier to get money and everything. So then it is very, very easy to just completely steamroll the other team.
Yeah.
Like, I played a total of, like, 3 games. My first one went to shit because I didn't know what I was doing. But once I figured out, hey, all I have to do is spam my starter units to these control points, I pretty much have the game. So that's what I did. And the next 2 games, I just cleaned house. And it wasn't fun. Like, it didn't feel like an RTS. It didn't really even feel close to an RTS other than the whole, like, top-down camera and multiple units that you're controlling kind of thing.
Sure. I think that... So, I didn't play the beta, but from what I've heard from the game and everything, it seems... One, I think that it's going to play better on PC, because I think that just by virtue of being an RTS, it is going to play better on PC.
Yeah.
And I think that what they seem to be trying to do is fill a hole in the market where it's a faster-paced RTS. Like
it was slower, though. It was substantially slower than, like, even the old Command and Conquer games. And those are slow compared to, like, Warcraft and StarCraft.
Was it that much slower, though? Like,
oh, yeah. Like,
how long did a game take?
Well, I mean, like, the games themselves were a little faster paced, but like I said, that's because they didn't focus on
that's my point. Is that, like, they're trying to make the game times slower. Like, they're feeling like...
like, at that point, like, why bother even making an RTS, if you ask me?
Because they're trying to fill the hole that is, like... Because RTS right now is StarCraft or a similar game where it's like, if you mess up your build order at all, you're done. Like, there's no point in playing because you misclicked a couple times. Now, I'm not saying that, like, that's not going to happen here, because it is still going to be like, you have to be the best. You have to be there, but it seems like it's a little more condensed. It's like a much more condensed experience. Like, there's not, like, different super, like, mega build trees where it's like, oh, this is like just super simple rock paper scissors, where it's like, I have an infantry unit, I have vehicle, and then I have bigger vehicle. And
yeah,
it's like,
and I mean, I can't speak towards, like, modern computer RTSs at all, because I don't really play them anymore. The most recent RTSs that I've played have been either Age of Empires or Command and Conquer Generals.
We're doing Age of Empires on the channel at some point soon.
And they've always been against bots, so, like, I can't speak towards that PvP element at all. But
PvP is harsh in RTSs.
Well, yeah, I mean, I know that, but, like, in Command and Conquer Generals, I could play against a medium or a hard bot and be done in about 15 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
But in so I mean, like, again, I don't know if it's super different when you're facing players, but when I was playing online in Halo Wars 2, during the E3 beta or whatever it was, it was probably about a 15 to 20 minute game.
Yeah.
And it was, like, substantially slower. Because, like, my units took forever to build. They took forever to get places.
I just meant, like, time. Like,
well, yeah, I know. But, I mean, like, they have, like, that shorter gameplay time. But, like, everything else still takes so long that it literally feels like I did nothing for that entire game. Like, by the time I won, it's like, oh, I just built, like, my first Warthog.
Yeah.
Which is a basic unit. Like, that's not even like, oh, I built a scorpion tank or, a fucking elephant or whatever they're called.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's, it's hard to say. Like, obviously, like, you only play one game mode. And, like, there's going to be other game modes. And there's going to be, like, a more formal or usual RTS element to it, I'm sure. I just think that, like, it's filling in the hole where it's a much simpler RTS as opposed to, like, in StarCraft you have to, like, have your APM at, like, 300, and it's like, this is not going to be that. I think there's a place for that. I don't know, like, obviously it's not for you, and that's totally cool. I think that it's probably worth checking out.
I don't know. But, I mean, I feel like the hole that they should have been trying to fill would be refining RTS on consoles. Because, I mean, I know that it's coming out on PC, but frankly, if it doesn't play well on consoles, I doubt it's going to play well on PC. And it doesn't play well on consoles. Like, there was... What was it called? I think it was like Attack on Middle-earth or something for the Xbox 360. That was a pretty solid RTS for consoles.
Yeah.
I feel like that stomps all over Halo Wars.
All right.
And I feel like it kind of feels like they got tunnel vision. They were like, this is what we want to do. And like, oh, the easiest way to do things is with radial menus, which it's not. And, like, their use of, like, any sort of hotkeys is severely limited. Sure. Like, instead of, like, highlight a building, hold left trigger, and then that brings up the radial menu, and then your face buttons correlate to different sections of the radial menu. Like, they didn't do any of that.
I mean... And
I feel like that's a huge missed opportunity. Because, I mean,
it's entirely possible that, like...
It just wasn't in and everything. Yeah,
anyway,
I know. But we're getting way off topic
we're
again.
getting...
So... Microsoft had Gears of War and Halo Wars 2, and they were also showing off ReCore, which I didn't play. I'm kind of on the fence about it. It looks like it might be entertaining, but we'll just have to see. I know it's not going to be a full-price game. I think it's like $40.
I think so. It looks fun.
But and then, for some reason, they had a Battlefield 1 playable demo, which for me, because, like, I live in the area, it was literally like, why would I sit in line and waste my time to play a game that is currently having an open beta?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, unless it's a closed beta and I got a key, but it, like, the key said open beta, so, I mean, I'm assuming anybody can go download it. So, I mean, like,
I assume
there's like
probably,
a
like, some swag in there somewhere.
Nope.
No?
None.
No swag?
Like, it was literally just go play the beta, but in a booth and wait for an hour and a half to do so.
It's an experience.
Like, I was like kind of sitting there and I'm like, Microsoft, what are you doing? Like, this isn't...
Was that at Microsoft?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was at the Xbox booth.
I don't know. They needed to show something there.
Yeah.
The PAX people were like, okay, we have this space for you. What do you want to put there? And they're like...
Yeah.
Battlefield.
I mean, I
think it's probably one of those things where, like, because people were lining up and playing, so, like, it wasn't
worthless.
I mean,
clearly, yeah. So, I mean, like, people were there playing it, but...
It might have just been, like, people didn't know about the beta. Like they might just not known.
I mean, it's either that or maybe there were just enough people there that were like, I don't have an Xbox One yet, so I can't play this at home, so I'm gonna play it now.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely it was worth it to them because that line was also filled up the entire time.
Yeah.
We walked by it a few times, and each time there was
Yeah.
people there wanting to play.
And,
so more power to them.
I mean, it's just it was just really weird, and Sony's booth was nearly non-existent.
There was a lot of like VR stations.
Yeah.
And there was obviously a lot of people in line to do the VR stuff.
But I mean, like,
but yeah, that's pretty much it.
It was literally just VR, and
I think there was one or two other things that they had, but
maybe
I only really saw the VR. I was like,
I
kind of want to try this, but then there was a long line.
Yeah, there was
a lot of VR.
There was a lot of VR because there was VR at PlayStation, there was VR at the NVIDIA booth.
Yep,
and then there was the Resident Evil 7 experience was there, which, like, I feel like VR at PAX this year was very poorly managed because it was literally just like, whoever gets here first, and then it's like a 6-hour wait. So if you're literally not, like, beating down the door at 6 a.m. with all your friends, you're not going to be playing VR at PAX.
Yeah.
And I know that VR is like, you know, the new cool thing. Everybody wants to play it. I mean, we wanted to play it. We tried to play it. It clearly wasn't going to happen.
Yeah. We got to the Star Trek experience. Had 10. It was like 12.
Yeah, it was like 10:12.
And
so like 12 minutes after the doors opened, we were there, and they're like, the line's full. How long is it? 4 hours. Check back at 1 o'clock. At like 1:02, we show up and it's capped again.
Yeah.
And so
it was.
I understand why it was always capped. I personally don't know how they could have better managed it. Because like you can't exactly be like, oh, you know, show up and then we'll hand out passes or something.
Yeah.
Because then it's like you still have the same problem, and you can't even be like, oh, you know, we don't start doing it until 11 o'clock, and if you show up at 10:30, like you'll get it, because again, you still have the same problem.
I feel like there should have been like some sort of like online system of like giveaways more or something like that, where it's like, hey, here's a spot at this time, or like online signups would have been.
Well, I mean, they were having signups at the NVIDIA booth for a while. Where you could literally just like walk up to the desk, be like, "Hey, I want to be here at this time slot." But like it was literally like the entire day would fill up within the first 5 minutes, and they're like, "This isn't fair to everyone else, so we're just gonna run a regular line."
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's just like there's thousands of people at PAX, and then like thousands of people want to play the VR. I feel like they did it the best that they could.
For sure.
And maybe in the future they'll like. Probably not, because I feel like that just happens with like the new hotness is always going to be crowded.
What I'm hoping is that next year it'll be easier to get into, because in theory next year there will be a whole shit ton of people that own PlayStation VR, and they won't have to go to PAX in order to play it, and they can just be like, oh, you know what, you know, I play with it at home, it's cool or it's not cool, I don't really feel like I need to check out this game.
They're gonna be checking out the new game though. Like they're not gonna be checking out the VR experience.
But like I feel like because VR is such a baby, like there are gonna be plenty of demos that are coming out.
Sure.
So it would be more than likely that they'll have already played that. That's just my hope. Anyways, again, moving on.
Yeah.
I think. Excuse me. Hot. Super hot. Wink. Ladies. Says the married man. It was a Bo Barnum joke. Ladies. No, you don't. Okay. Anyways, I think Bethesda was there. I don't remember actually seeing them. I think they had like Dishonored. I think they had Dishonored 2 stuff somewhere, but I wasn't super interested in going and seeing that, primarily because Marcy still hasn't finished the first one, and if she sees any of the promotional stuff for the second one, there could potentially be some things that are ruined. Because she has seen trailers in the past, but at this point she's forgotten. So we didn't seek that out, but I'm pretty sure it was there. They had some like tournaments and stuff going on. Like they did Gears of War competitive stuff. They had like a Clash of Clans thing going on at one point. Yeah,
All right.
I don't know. There was Elder Scrolls Legends tournament play going on.
There's Hearthstone, obviously.
Yeah.
The Rock Band setup was kind of cool. There was like a stage and like you could be playing Rock Band in front of a bunch of people.
Yeah,
This is kind of like
it was a Rock Band.
Yeah.
Like if you played it 10 years ago, you've played it now. It's just different songs.
yeah.
But yeah, it's something. Okay, little mini rant.
Oh, this is not going to be mini.
BioWare, what the fuck? Where the hell were you? Like, you had like your thing where you did like little games, and you could get like Spectre or N7 or whatever. That was cool, I guess. But you didn't have a single panel the entire weekend. Like, what the fuck? If you're gonna like delay Mass Effect Andromeda again, that's fine. Like, you know what? Do it. Just fucking do it. Let me know it's not coming out until Christmas next year. Now, just tell me now if that's gonna happen, because I don't want to sit here waiting until like fucking February next year before you say, sorry, it's not coming. Because the fact that there has been zero promotional crap between both E3, Gamescom, and now PAX. Nothing has been said, and you're continuing to say nothing, and it's really pissing me off. I want Mass Effect Andromeda, and you're not giving me anything. You haven't even had an official trailer, and you had nothing at PAX. Like, not even like a Q&A with the developers or anything. Like, what the hell? Did you have something to say?
I mean, I already told you on the bus that the head came out and said that it's on track and it's going to come out. They're just not promoting it right now.
Quote unquote.
He said that he's played it and that it's in a playable state. They're just waiting for after the holiday seasons for all their games that are coming out.
But they don't have anything coming out. They
That's
literally have nothing coming out.
He is mad.
That's because...
Don't be mad, Ben. Don't be mad.
I really, like, stop petting my head. I really, really, really love BioWare games. Like,
Apparently.
especially Mass Effect.
Although I can't
Love
get him
me
to
some
play
Dragon
the Old
Age.
Republic with me. Sad.
I play it with you. It's just we haven't had time to fucking play it lately.
True. Oh, we should stream that.
Maybe eventually.
Why the fuck not, right? We're streaming
Anyways.
Old Republic announcement. I expect like super awesome text here, like announcement.
You know what's probably going to happen?
Nothing.
Just like an arrow pointing at you with text that says, I'm stupid. Blinking.
I don't think you have
Like
time
right
to
here.
do that editing.
Probably not. Not tonight. Because it is 8 o'clock.
It is 8 o'clock.
Anyways.
I have to go to Target.
Yes, you do.
Okay,
We need to wrap this up. But
Yeah, how long have we been going?
long story short, BioWare, get your shit together. Give me a trailer or something. Because the fact that I don't have anything sucks.
Oh.
We've been going for little
Almost-
over an hour.
Very little over an hour.
Yeah, like 10 seconds over an hour. But
Yeah.
to summarize, PAX was fun. The panels were a little lackluster, to be perfectly frank.
Yeah. I was like looking through the list and there wasn't anything that I felt like I
Yeah.
really missed out on.
Yeah, I mean, like, there were a couple that we went to. Like, I went to one, for, like, PR with streaming and everything, and there was some good information in there, but a lot of it was kind of like, well, duh.
Yeah.
Like, one of the things was, like, if you're, starting YouTube, Twitch streaming, whatever, like, once you have, like, your handle nailed down, like, go get that everywhere for everything, including, like, a website URL. Just grab it and sit on it.
I did that. And
Yeah.
you were like, what are you were actually like, do you think we need that? I'm like, yeah, we need that.
Well,
just-
because I thought that, like, you were getting it with the intention of actually setting up a website, not
at
sit
some
on
point.
it.
That's at some
Well,
point.
yeah, I mean,
Anyway, it
at
doesn't
some
matter.
point.
We're
Whatever.
Moving on.
Sidetracking.
And
Panels were a little lackluster. There wasn't anything super amazing. What are you doing?
I don't know.
Anyways, we went to, like, the Markiplier panel, the Jacksepticeye, that kind of thing. And those were, pretty cool, but they were pretty much just like, Q&As with the, famous YouTubers. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, it was
fun.
it was fun.
It was my first PAX, and I feel like next year I'm probably gonna like. I'm gonna stick with the 2 days because I don't feel like I don't get that excited about
Seeing all the new stuff and everything. Yeah.
So I don't feel like I need more time. But what I will probably end up doing is going with you guys, because you and Marcy, you guys go and you guys leave at probably about 4:00 every day. Just so that you're not
just kind of
super
depends.
exhausted.
Yeah.
What I'll probably end up doing next year is hanging out and going off on my own for a couple hours after you guys leave, just to kind of go at my own pace. Because you guys were like, I know this convention center. And I'm like, I don't know. I've never been here before. So
I've never been here.
I got lost once.
Yeah.
That was fun.
But no, we should wrap this up, and when wrapping things up, that means the swag giveaway stuff that we were talking about.
Oh,
because we should actually do something like that.
Yeah.
We're not giving this away, but they were giving away Reese's Puffs sample boxes.
There was a ridiculous Reese's Puffs thing.
Yeah, it was really weird, but
it was
at the
the
same
most
time,
random thing.
it was really random.
But at the same time, you're like, I could go for some Reese's Puffs.
Yeah, do you have that thing with you or no?
What thing?
The thing that you said you were going to give away. The Paragon skin.
Oh yeah, so we have the PAX exclusive. Oh, hold on, I'll be right back. All right.
It's a thing.
All right. So what are we just gonna have them like the video, subscribe, and leave a comment with which one they want, or if they don't care which one.
How about this? Okay, so guys, we got these things. Is this a thing?
Yeah. So anyway, so we got some.
This isn't a thing.
Is it not?
There's no code. So it's definitely just a hey, go here because it's on sale.
Okay.
So we got.
So anyway, so we got some swag. I hate calling it swag. I hate calling it swag because it's mostly just some codes and basically some advertisements. And
all right, so we technically
we have 6 different codes.
Yeah, we have 3 of each of these codes. We have 3 for Deponia Doomsday. It's a 25% off purchasing it on Steam.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's 3 for
10% off.
10% off 10 years of Calypso games. So I guess it's like a bundle pack that you can pre-order on Steam.
Yep.
And this is a 10% off code. And then we have a Paragon skin. That's the big ticket item.
That's the Snakebite Murdoch skin. And I believe that is a PAX exclusive.
Yeah, I think so.
I believe.
Probably. I don't know.
It looks pretty sweet.
Yeah, it looks pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Look at that. It's pretty.
Yep.
But then we have a code for a pack of cards in the Deck-Bound Heroes Open Beta. So if that's anything you're interested in, I don't really know what it is.
But we have it.
Yeah, we have it.
And maybe you'll have it.
Yeah, maybe you'll have it. So we will pick, I guess, 8 winners if you, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave a comment below letting us know if you have a preference. And just so you know, if you end up getting like drawn and your preference isn't available, then you'll just kind of get whatever's next in the list.
Yeah.
The more people that end up commenting and everything, the better. So share the video as well. That'd be great. So if your friends, want any of these things, maybe increase your chances, that kind of thing. Because
they're super sweet.
They're so sweet.
I kind of want that Paragon skin. By the way, if this video gets 20 likes, I'm gonna make Ben play Paragon with me.
Uh-oh. Charge the battery pack. Alright, anyways.
That means we gotta go.
Yeah, we really gotta go. Really gotta go. Anyways, that is all. We kind of rambled a lot during this. So, anyways, we'll see you guys next time on Split Couch Games. Bye!